ADR Notable is proud to partner with the Mediation Training Institute at Eckerd College. In the next few minutes, we're going to take a look at how using ADR Notable can help MTI-trained practitioners retain and implement the important processes they have learned and help program administrators maximize the many benefits of addressing workplace conflicts early and effectively. But before we talk about how ADR Notable will help, just a couple of words on why it matters. You may be familiar with the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, which shows how quickly one can lose what they have learned when there is no reinforcement. The good news is that skilled trainers know how to compensate for this because they understand the importance of bringing the training content and tools into alignment with the process. MTI's master trainers have developed first-rate content to teach their certified practitioners effective processes to resolve conflicts. ADR Notable offers a unique tool to tie it all together and strengthen that alignment. To illustrate, let's take the example of Jim, an HR manager who fully recognizes the strategic importance to his company of effectively addressing and resolving workplace conflicts before they escalate. He has engaged MTI and works with the MTI master trainer, Diane, to identify and train a group of managers who become certified practitioners. Now, wanting to maximize the return on his investment in training and wanting to give his team of practitioners the greatest chance of success, Jim has also subscribed to ADR Notable. So now, let's take a look at exactly how using ADR Notable helps Jim and his team. This first benefit is a great example of that alignment we were just talking about. When you open your library in ADR Notable, if you have gone through the training, you will see a folder with all of your course materials. So no need to go looking for that Dropbox file or notebook. Everything is right here in your mediation workspace. Now you can copy these files to your own section of the library if, for example, there's a form or document that you want to personalize or annotate with your own notes. Or you can preview it right here in the platform without ever leaving. And the library is not just for documents. Two of the most popular tools in the platform are the checklists and the clauses. And again, there are MTI versions right here ready for you to use. And we're going to see how that works in just a second. Before we leave the library, though, let's look at another benefit. As the administrator responsible for conflict management, Jim can set up his own library and upload materials that can be accessed by all the organization's certified practitioners. So Jim's company updated a policy recently that applies to conflict management, and he's posting it here. And he's also created a clause with language about privacy that all the practitioners can use when they document the next steps at the end of a session. This is a great time saver for administrators and also helps to apply a consistent approach across departments and locations. Now we're going to go through a brief illustration of how Dan, a practitioner, will use ADR Notable to work through some communications issues between Maria and Jordan that are negatively affecting JRC's customer service efforts. The first thing that Dan does is to set up a new case in ADR Notable. He is assigned a case type, in this case, Supervisor Staff Communications. And he has confirmed that there is indeed a legitimate business problem. He's defined it and he's recorded it right here in the case. Now he has also requested that Maria and Jordan each prepare mediation statements. Maria and Jordan can upload these themselves directly and securely to the case. Now, the patent pending digital noteboard is Dan's core mediation workspace. And he has been keeping track of the amount of time that he's been spending on the case using the automated timers, as well as the ability to add manual time entries. When Dan received and reviewed the mediation statements that Jordan and Maria prepared, he made some notes here on the noteboard. And then when he met with them individually, he revised those notes and added some additional ones. Each note is on its own card, and it's very easy to add a note. You simply type it in, you assign it, and you add it. And there it is. Now the blurred notes are called mediator notes, and these are notes that the mediator can make to him or herself. And so in this case, in response to Jordan's comments about not having access to all the customer information, Dan wonders if additional training on the CRM might help. And that brings us to another great feature in the noteboard, and that's the case-specific checklist. So there's a checklist for every case, and it's very easy to add items to the checklist. You type it in. If you're doing a team mediation, you can assign it to one or the other using the initials field, and then you pick a date. And every time that you come into the app, these checklist items, reminders, are going to show up on your main dashboard until you check them off as completed. Finally, Dan made note of the ideas for next steps that Jordan and Maria had about how they might work together in a less confrontational manner, along with a few ideas of his own. And he recorded these in the next steps column. But before he meets with Maria and Jordan together, he wants to review the MTI three-way meeting checklist. So remember those checklists in the MTI built-in training library? You can copy those to your own library with a single click, and then they are available to you whenever you're in a case right here in your workspace. So now Dan is ready for the three-way meeting, and one of the ways that he can encourage Jordan and Maria to focus on solutions is to cast his working list of next steps up on a screen. So he's going to isolate that column, and then the three of them can work together on refining this list. They can edit the wording, they can reorder them, they can add new ones, they can delete existing ones. And when agreement has been reached, it's thumbs up. The three-way meeting is now wrapping up, and Dan is going to document the next steps in an informal agreement memo. So he's going to move to the term sheet, either from the menu or from the button in the lower right, and we'll see that he's already added an introductory sentence from his library, and also a note that he scheduled a follow-up meeting with the department manager. Now, all of the agreed upon proposals or next steps are automatically brought over from the noteboard. So Dan's going to again go to his library and add an introductory sentence, and all he has to do at this point is some final formatting and editing. Now remember that privacy clause that Jim, our HR manager, added to the firm library so that all the practitioners would have access to it? Dan is going to add that right here at the end of this last section. And now he's going to format this as a bulleted list, and we're ready for signatures. Whenever a participant types in her name and clicks on the sign button, a date and timestamp will be automatically added. So now you've got a nicely formatted memo of agreement that's ready to print or save as a PDF. There are even more benefits to using ADR Notable in conjunction with your MTI training, and you can read about these at adrnotable.com/MTI. You can schedule a demo on our website, sign up for a free trial, or head over to the YouTube channel to see some brief illustrations of other ways that we can help you save time and money. Thanks for watching. We look forward to working with you.